Well, the approach was exactly the same as the first game. The result just a tad bit different. Just a tad bit different. You're watching Cricbuzz Live. I'm Gaurav Kapur. India, having been put into bat first, it's got to 170 for the loss of 8 wickets at the end of their 20 overs. Ravindra Jadeja, the top scorer, 46 not out, falling just short of his 50, which would have been well-deserved. But hey, you only got 120 deliveries. Rohit Sharma, the mayhem in the beginning, the captain getting 31 of 20. And Rishabh Pant, his opening partner, 26 of 15. A great debut for the not-so-young Richard Gleeson. 3 wickets and 3 big wickets for him. And Chris Jordan picking up 4 wickets because Michael Vaughan said that he must step up. And he has been 2 games in a row now. I've got Zaheer Khan and Michael Vaughan here with me. Michael, first up, I think it's very tough to call this first half because it's belonged in patches to either team.
Yeah, India win the first few overs, then England grabbed it back with Gleeson. And I think India have just won those last couple of overs with Jadeja. I mean, if you look at the figures of Jordan and Gleeson, they've got 7 for 42 from the combined 8 overs, which is remarkable. The other bowlers had a bit of an iffy day. I think India have got a decent score. You know, I think there is a little bit of a decent score where there's a little bit of reverse swing. So that tells me that the pitch is very, very dry and the ball's getting scuffed up quite quickly. The square is very, very big at Edgbaston. So the ball being bounced in to the keeper, hitting those kind of old wicket ends is creating probably a little bit of a scuff nature to the ball. We saw 1 or 2 balls from Curran just going sharply. So I'm looking at the likes of Bumrah and Co later on that the ball might start to tail in. So I think England chasing this target will want to try and get off to a flying start because they think it might get a little bit harder later on.
Yeah, Zach, I must tell you, I'm watching the game with my friend Ankur, who just reminded me of the phrase that we used to hear when we were young and watching cricket on commentary. There was this phrase called hit out or get out, right? We never understood what it meant, but we always heard it. But when you're going to hit out, you're going to get out. But 170 with this approach, even though you felt that it kind of got derailed in the middle, it's not a bad score.
Yeah, it's definitely not a bad score. And the approach with this approach, since we are talking about the approach and how T20 format is evolving and how one has to be aggressive through and through, you also have to trust the batters coming later. And I think that's something which we've seen today. So you might lose quick wickets. Today we had on two occasions when the back-to-back wickets have fallen. The one standout for me, I think, from the bowlers was the lengths which they were hitting. So if you look at Gleeson and Jordan, they both have bowled about 75 to 80% of their deliveries, not counting the back end overs, but the middle phase up to about middle phase. If you see, it was 6 to 8 meters, and looked like a test match kind of a beehive, or the pitch map normally which we see, where the lengths are just getting stacked together. I think that's the key in English conditions. So as a bowling unit, if you are looking to achieve that, which we've seen from Indian side also in the previous match, if they're able to do that, then you have a lot of purchase from the wicket. You are able to build the pressure. So I think that's something which 2 bowlers have done and seen the success with that. If you add bowlers to that, and if 3 or 4 bowlers are able to do it, 170 can be enough. I think that's something which we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see how the England approach has changed from the previous match. If the bowlers are getting in the right areas, with maybe possibility of reverse swing coming in later, I think India still has got a good chance of defending this total.
Yeah, I was looking at what was the game that happened here 2 days ago, right? I think it was a Vitality Blast game that happened here in Edgbaston a couple of days ago, was it? Michael, I think where the second innings was, or the team batting second was wrecked, was it? Under 100.
Bowled out for 80 yards. So I don't think it's a bad pitch. I think it's a usual kind of T20 wicket that you get at Edgbaston. But I do agree with that you look at Gleeson's lines, you look at Jordan's line, hitting the pitch really hard. There was just a little bit of inconsistency there. And if you've got your variations to go with that, I think it's the kind of pitch that you're not going to just be able to line up length and think that you can just strike it through the line of the ball, because it's just the odd ball that just does something off the surface. So 170, it's probably par. And it just now comes down to, can India bowl like they did 2 nights ago? Can Josh Butler? Generally, if Josh Butler gets going, he wins them the game. If Butler gets a low score, I think it'll be a tricky chase for England.
Yeah. Do you think India missed an opportunity, Zaheer and Michael? Because that last over, they got 11 of the last over. But if Bumrah had the strike, they would have probably got 35. Naughty. No, but let's talk about jokes apart.
I was waiting for that. Yeah, I was just waiting for it from you to come.
Here it is. I don't disappoint. But much like Jadeja, I also always deliver. But look at him today, right? I mean, not played T20 cricket for a while, comes in, takes to it like fish to water.
I think
he's high class.
Time was also there.
Yeah, he's a brilliant cricketer. Everything about what he does, Jadeja, is just... I think he gets in every team in the world. Any player that can bowl like he can, field like he can, and also bat like he can, and just create the energy. He's just a clever player. He just seems to read the situation. And I like the fact that he did keep the strike in the last over. He got in those boundaries towards the back end. He's a high-class cricketer that you'd want in your side.
Yeah, I mean, he did more than his bit today, Zach. I mean, he picked up the pieces after India looked quite knackered at one point with 5 wickets down.
Like I said, he had the time. It was ideal situation for him. He loves taking that time beforehand, and then looks to possibly go after bowling in the last 2. So it was an ideal scenario situation for him. At times, if you just been put at the back end, you find it tough. But for Jadeja, it's something which he likes to get in, even if it's a T20 format. You will not see him just coming and slogging. You'll see him collecting those singles, rotating the strike, and then maybe attack the last couple of overs.
Yeah, I think a bit of disappointment definitely for India in terms of Surya, Hardik, and DK, and they're looking at them scoring at a good clip and getting a few runs at a good strike rate. But I think right now let's talk about 1, 2, 3 and how do you think they went? Because there's the captain at the top, and then the experiment with Rishabh Pant at opening with him, and then of course Virat coming back into the team after really long and getting just the 1 run. So take your pick, gentlemen. Michael, we'll start with you.
I thought the approach was excellent, and to get the 60 inside the power play is a tremendous start. Yes, you're going to lose wickets playing that expansive game. What India needed is one of the top 3 to then go on and get a 50 plus, and I think the score would have been 190 to 200. The approach was spot on. Playing the aggressive style, you're going to lose the odd wicket or 2. I guess Virat Kohli is the talking point. Virat is now in a position where he'll play the next game, then he'll miss the West Indies T20 series. If a player or 2 comes in, like we saw in Deepak Hooda in the last game, and starts to flourish in that position, he's a player that he's outstanding, he's world class, but he shouldn't be a player that's completely guaranteed of his place in the side. It's so important that India get their 11s right going into the World Cup, and Virat Kohli's place clearly now has to be talked about as if he's not a guarantee. If he's in the form that he was a few years ago, of course he's a guarantee, but at the minute he's not in that kind of form. So India and the management has to have strong conversations about making sure that they get their best 11 when it comes to World Cup time.
Tough to contest that, Zaheer.
I think so. I think when you're looking at the options, you're talking about someone like KL Rahul coming back. So once he comes back, you would want him to be there. You've left out Ishan Kishan today. You've left out Hooda. You still have Shreyas waiting in the queue. So the list is long. So when you have this kind of a competition, then every game is going to matter. So I think at some stage those conversations are going to happen. You have to look at like how we were earlier saying, when you have a lot of options, you can actually decide what kind of what brand of cricket you want to play, how you want to approach the game, and if you're seeing success with that, then there has to be that competition and people replacing people as well. Then you have to move away from the names and see that what is going to be the formula which is going to get us success, and who are the people who are in form, because you have the luxury. You have the luxury of options to pick from. So I think that will happen. So So even if you say that people are rested, performances will come into play, and when people are rested, the other guys are going to get those opportunities. And if you are able to deliver when it matters, then they're certainly going to push the senior stalwarts.
Yeah.
That's how the game goes. That's how the game moves forward. So I think that's a
That's how
process.
the world goes. That's life. But it's like how we do in film and TV. You write the characters and then cast the best actors. I think that's what has to be done. And that's what Zach and Michael are saying. Once you decide the approach and once you know the roles, that's when you put the correct people at that point in time. And game over name. Right. Okay. So 171 for England to get to level this series. Can India defend it? Well, if Bhuvi, the same Bhuvi who was there 2 days ago, shows up here, then, well, you know that he's going to trouble the batters. And, oh, what do you know? Michael, we got 2 in the com box. We've got 1 on Cricbuzz Live because Jason Roy is out first ball. Bhuvi's got him out first ball. What do you know? We're on a roll today.
Is it one through the gate?
He's got him edged and caught by Rohit. I think in the slips. Rohit in the slips. Yeah. First slip. Yep. Rohit at first slip. All right. So that's a good start for India. Can they do it? That's my question to you then. Can it be done? Can it be done? Can it be done? It's not Butler.
If the start is like this, then it's always going to be positive for bowlers.
Yeah,
you talk about the
still not
momentum.
Butler.
They got the momentum going right now. So I think we better get back to watching the game, GK.
Get back. All right. We messed up the first game. So let's do another one now. Power play. How many are England going to get in the power play? Who's going first? Come on. Who's going
48.
first? 48. Zach?
I'm going with 38.
30. There's no faith.
What do you expect? First ball wicket, you would expect that, right?
I mean, if Butler was out, I'd agree with you. But I'm going to go for 43 then, smack in the middle. So 38, 43, and 48. Those are our guesses. Well, that's it. That's all we have time for right now. We're going to see you at the com box, which is at the 10 over mark, 171 for England to get. If they get it, it's 1-1. If they don't, India wraps up the series, which means that they can make another 4 changes tomorrow. That's all we have time for. We're going to see you in a bit. Thanks for watching.